What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Charge It Up. For today's video, we're going to be taking the Model X on the highway using the Autopilot. Let's go. For today's trip, we're going to be going to downtown Toronto, firstly using 401, then merging onto the DVP, and then I believe, well, might be able to get on the Gardiner Expressway, might be getting on the Gardiner Expressway, not too sure exactly, but we are going to end up downtown Toronto. I'm actually just going to let Autopilot do its thing when we get to downtown Toronto, see how it does. Why not? So let's go ahead and let Autopilot do its thing and continue the video. Speed limit is set to 120 kilometers per hour. We're letting Autopilot do its thing. Not going to change lanes or anything, but we are in the far right lane, or it was the far right lane until obviously the on-ramp here, or the lanes that just came up. However, we are only doing 107 kilometers per hour, which seems super slow because the truck ahead plus the other guy, so that's kind of annoying how we get stuck behind a car and Autopilot wants to stay there. But we'll see what it wants to do here. Now it says, lets me know upcoming lane change. So we do have some space now, so I'm actually going to make the lane change here because there is space from the car behind me, and we'll get in behind this truck. And let's see what it does on the interchange. It doesn't signal because that lane actually goes north and we will be going south. So let's see how it does here. It speeds up. I'm actually going to pull it down. It does the signal that it's going to this lane, or nicely done. The speed came down to 90. The speed is still at 90 right now. Up ahead, there's a 60 sign. It's a suggested lane speed. So let's see what Autopilot does here. Nicely done. We're at 83, 81, 80. So slow down a tiny bit to make that turn. But again, nevertheless, nicely done by Autopilot. Then it will speed up. I will actually increase the speed here to 110 for this highway. This is the DVP, and the DVP is 90 kilometers per hour, the speed limit. So I will do 110 for now, but I will change lanes and then go back down to 100. Autopilot noticing that the left lane is going quicker, so now it wants me to change into that lane to get out of the slower lane on this side. However, it does notice that there's a lot of cars on this side, so it did go away at this point. And we're actually speeding up as well, so we'll just let it go. Now we're speeding back up. Autopilot wants to make the lane change here, so I will. Alright, so in 1.6 kilometers, we will be getting on the Gardiner Expressway for a little bit. Again, I'll let Autopilot do its thing and reduce speed and make lane changes. As I see that, it comes up that incoming lane or upcoming lane change. So I'll wait for it to say lane change and I will do that. We'll probably do it right after this truck right here. Right here, there it is. Wait, the lane change. $400 meters to Gardiner Expressway, 300 meters. We'll slow it down here to 100. And I let Autopilot continue on here. Slow the speed down since the maximum on this road here is 90. This lane will end here, so actually no, we'll leave it for now, but no, let's change lanes now. go. Because the lane did change, or end I should say. And then in 1.1 kilometer, it wants me to get off and go towards Yonge Street. So we'll stay in this lane. But it should make the lane change here. Nope, I'll take over. So I took over there because I wanted to make sure that we got off at the right spot. And then we will continue to Yonge Street going straight. So now autopilot is off, and I'm going to take over here because there is a stop sign, and then we'll make a right-hand turn.
A few moments later.
Alright, so we are done with our pickup here in downtown Toronto. However, I did not get a chance to actually do autopilot here at downtown Toronto. There was construction everywhere, so and the roads are horrendous. I honestly didn't want to let autopilot do it and then just hit every single bump along the way. So we are now heading back to Scarborough. We will be using the Gardner Expressway and then the DVP. So let's go ahead and we'll make the left-hand turn here. We'll put autopilot back on and go from there. All right, go back onto autopilot here. This is the on-ramp to get back onto the Gardner Expressway.
In 200 meters, turn right onto 1st Street East, then left onto Eastern Avenue.
What just happened? See, again, I don't understand. Looks like downtown Toronto kind of screws up the navigation a little bit. It all of a sudden thinks that I'm on a regular road instead of the highway. Weird, right? So that was a little bit weird. It thought I was actually on a regular road down the road underneath. Super weird there. Do its thing here. It is doing this turn at 94 kilometers per hour. Nicely done. Lane change here. Couple of quick turns here on the DVP, but autopilot has no issues making these turns whatsoever. I'll have to touch the steering wheel there for a second, but does very well staying in the middle of the lane as it makes these turns at 110 kilometers per hour. Autopilot wants me to make a lane change here. Getting ready for the transition from DVP to the 401. However, there is still 4.3 kilometers left, so I will actually cancel it at this time. Alright, so now here the lane change marker has come up to make the lane change to the middle lane because we're getting closer. It's 1.9 kilometers. That's when the 401 on-ramp appears. This little section right here, after this red car, I will signal and then we'll get into this section right over here. It wants me to make the lane change again. Okay, so let's make another lane change. Now we're behind this truck. So it's gonna make this change here. I mean, we're stuck behind the truck, so it's slowed down quite a bit. It wants me to make the lane change. Okay. So we'll make the lane change here. Kind of slow. That was a slow lane change at 70 kilometers per hour. But it did it. So let's go ahead and, because obviously we changed highways, whenever the system changes from one highway to another highway, it does automatically change the speed or the maximum speeds that you have it set to. So it changes to that highway, which obviously just keeps you in check, and you can obviously choose to increase the speed. I'm curious to see obviously how full self-driving will be once that comes out. Lane change here, since this car is super slow. Goodness. Lane change coming up here. We'll see if I can do it right in between these two cars right here. Let's see what it does. Signals, slows down a tiny bit, and then maneuvers into this section. Nice. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button if you did enjoy this video. Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for future videos on the Model X as it comes to a stop at a red light. Until the next one, guys.